Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Low Level Boss Podcast, where a group of nerds ramble on about video games, films, current events, controversies, and other random nerdy things. I'm your host, Charles, from Low Level Boss, and today with me I have Michael from Couples War.
So,
Jared, also known as Dark Jack Wolf.
What's up?
And then today we have a special guest, William, who is the brother of Michael. So that's how we have this little connection here. Yeah, he's filling in for Brandon today because we don't know where he's at. We don't know if he's alive. So tune in next week. That. Tune in. Oh yeah, that'd be bad. Never mind. Cut.
God, man.
Just kidding. Yeah, whatever.
That's terrible.
So you guys want to talk about some other shit today? Not just death? Oh.
I don't really want to talk about anything.
Here, I'm going to call Brandon.
Make sure he's alive.
No, he's fine.
Okay, cool.
I think he said something about going to someone's house today, so.
Oh, okay. What do you guys want to talk about today? Because I know gaming's been kind of just in a drought recently. There hasn't been a whole lot of stuff coming out. I mean, the only thing that I've seen that's... I don't know. I know Street Fighter came out, but I don't play fighting games. You guys been playing any games other than Rocket League and Minecraft?
Black Sands is coming out in March. The beta just came out recently.
Oh yeah, that's the one with like the extreme like customer or character customization, right?
Yeah, and then the fluid combat style with dodging and parrying and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen a lot about the actual fighting part of it because I know everybody's kind of like getting all weird about like, oh wow, look how much you can customize a character. But yeah, is the combat going to be really different?
The combat, let's see, there's another game that you can get on Steam. It's it's a Korean port. It's a Korean and Russian game, and it's Terra.
Oh yeah.
It's similar to that combat style, and it's super fun.
Okay.
I haven't played it myself, but I've played another game on Steam that has the same kind of combat style, the classic ninja Asian fighting where you have thousands of enemies and you're fighting them all at once and you're just throwing them all over the place.
Kind of like Dynasty Warrior. I think that's like the big one that does it.
And it's really fun. That style of fighting I highly enjoy. So I'm kind of looking forward to Black Sands.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna check it out too. Do you know when it's gonna be released, or is it? It's not out yet, right?
No, the closed beta came out 3 days ago, and it's closing tomorrow. Okay. And it comes out March something black.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out then. Yeah, I'm just trying to go through like right now I'm going through Steam, see what's kind of like what's going on.
Black Desert. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, Black Sands?
Black Desert.
No, it's Black Desert.
Black Desert. And it comes out...
So, some news, though. Killing Floor, they're developing their next major patch, which will have the Sharpshooter, which is the one, the perk I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And along with that, they'll release the something action rifle, and the crossbow, which was my main weapon in the first Killing Floor.
Yeah, I think that for like the sharpshooters, the crossbow was like a big or was widely used, right? Because it just fit that class really well. Yeah,
and it's really fun to use.
Yeah, because if you have like a good crossbow in a game, it's got like a meaty sound to it, so like each shot is like seems very powerful. Because I know Lily, when she played Killing Floor 1, she played as a sharpshooter as well, and so when they didn't have it, when the second one sort of, I guess, soft launched, I don't know, when that came out, she was kind of disappointed because the classes are everything in that game, really.
Yeah.
Like, it changes your playstyle, really.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they of course, they released, what is it, Commando or whatever, first, because I think that's the one that everybody starts off on.
Yeah.
It's kind of the easiest one to play because...
It's like the well-rounded one. It doesn't really specialize in anything.
Well, I mean, it's fully automatic weapons, so you just spray bullets.
Yeah.
So, and then they're also releasing a new map, Prison, and that looks really interesting.
Really? Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I think I'll play it a lot more once they release Sharpshooter.
Yeah, I know, because like if they don't have your class, you're not gonna want to play it. It's just like a completely different game, and so I'm sure like a lot of people were disappointed at first. I wanted to talk about this. I know that. Oh, go ahead, William.
I was just gonna say I never played Killing Floor or Killing Floor 2.
Mm-hmm.
However, I have watched several YouTubers play it, and it seems like it looks like it's fun. But as you were saying, it was from what I saw, it was each class played differently in every situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes, very, very much so.
When you take out a bunch of those classes, you're kind of just taking out a major part of the game. I guess that's the main difference. Like when you want to play it, is the classes, because the different maps are. I mean, they're all kind of work the same. I mean, I didn't really notice a big like change in the gameplay in the maps. It's just how people...
maps? No. It's just more of you get a little bit of a change every now and then. Like you get tired of playing the same map over and over.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have different places to go.
Yeah, just keep it fresh a little bit.
There is a little bit like as a sharpshooter, I would find in different maps specific places I could stay, and I didn't have to move around too much, you know.
Yeah.
And that was fun to find those places.
Yeah, like in games that like shooter games I would play, I usually played like the long range, try to find like a nice camping spot and just go from there. Although a lot of people back on that, it's like camping's not a legitimate strategy, stuff like that.
Well, to be honest, it's almost impossible to camp in Killing Floor.
Yeah.
They can come at you from any angle, so...
Yeah, no, a good level design will create like different pathways to a spot, so that way you can't sit there and create like a choke point or anything like that.
Yeah.
I remember because when I played Modern Warfare 2, I would play as a sniper, and you have to learn those. You have to constantly watch your back because they made it so well done that if a sniper is keeping people down, you can get away from that, come around the side and flank him. So it was like very well balanced to, for short range and long range like classes and stuff like that. So if you get like your level design down in a game, that helps a lot. And then when it doesn't do well, it totally breaks the game too. That's why I'm kind of I stopped playing Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 2. I think I got 3, and they changed in that one. They changed the map so much. Like everything else was the same. It was pretty much the same game, but the maps didn't foster like a good long range kind of class. And I always liked playing the sniper. I didn't care about getting a lot of kills. I just wanted to make sure I was very accurate. If I shot, I would get a kill. That was just I just wanted the accuracy. That was my main point. I didn't want like numbers, like just how many kills can I get in a game. But when they changed the map so drastically in Modern Warfare 3, it was just like I'm done playing this, and I couldn't go back to 2 because they didn't care about it anymore. So hackers found that admin menu, and they were just nuking people, or like they'd get instant headshots. Like you would watch their kill back, or their like what is it called? The video at the end when they kill you and you get to watch how they killed you. You can see the guy, he was spinning around, and all of a sudden his gun would just stop right on somebody's head. He'd shoot, and he'd spin around, shoot, and it's just like, oh, well, this game's broke now. It's like, because the mentality is they don't really care about the game anymore, and since they're not making money off the game, they're not going to sit there and provide support to it, which I understand, but it still sucks. It's just like, I don't know. It's like when you have that...
I really like a lot of teamwork in the games. Like we go back to like what William just said, that it looks like in Killing Floor, each class plays separately different things, but it's also about teamwork and working together. Like in the first Killing Floor, what was it, West London? Mm-hmm. We would go into the church. We would seal both the doors. And I'd go up to the pew. I would go up to the pew, and then we knew which door the monsters were going to go to most, and we would, and so Brooke and Brandon would go over and they'd just aim at the door, and I would go up to the pew with my crossbow, and they'd break down the door, and Brandon and Brooke would just maul them down. And every time I saw something big come in, like a Scrake or a Flesh Pound, I would just headshot that. Well, I try to headshot them as well as I could, just so I can kill them before they get to Brandon and Brooke.
My last experience with using the church is like the I guess the bunker almost. It ended badly because they broke through. I think we finally got to to the Patriarch or whatever, and he just came in there and just annihilated us. Like, we backed ourselves in the corner.
You want to be in an open area. You don't want to be cornered with. You don't want to be in a single room with the Patriarch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what I was gonna try to bring up earlier was, I know this is like really old news and a lot of people have been commenting on it a lot, but I just wanted to like bring it to our little circle. Have you ever heard of Star Citizen?
No.
If you're looking at my feed right now, it is probably the most funded Kickstarter game that hasn't come out, which is that's the main controversy. I want you to guess how much it's made.
How much money? It hasn't come out.
No, they've come out with
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
How much the Kickstarter made?
Well, the Kickstarter ended, but they kept taking funding on their website, so they're still taking money. Try to guess how much they made.
Oh, I'm not really good at these kind of things. How much is a normal game made for?
Well, like in funding, like how much do they get? They get like a couple million sometimes, like if they do really well, right? Do you want me to just tell you how much it made?
I was gonna guess a few thousand, so go ahead.
$108 million, almost 109.
What?
1.2 people have signed up. 1.2 million, sorry.
1.2 people signed up for the game.
Yeah, a dude in that lake sitting on the ground signed up, yes. That's what I meant. Oh.
How?
Yeah?
But they started on the game though. I mean, making.
Oh no, they've come out with demos and it's like it's legitimately being made and they're adding stuff to it, but it's just because they would put a stretch goal and people would hit that stretch goal, so they're like, okay, we got to do that, and then they kind of just started coming up with stuff. Like I think later on they were like, we can add pets to the game, and then people got that and they're like, oh crap, now we have to add pets. It's just like that's like the main thing is they might have gotten so much money to where it's just like, hey, instead of coming out with more stretch goals, just, put the money that you made into making that game right now. So this is going to be like, there's going to be a lot of hype to this game. When you make a game that, has made $108 million before it's even come out, you're going to have to back that up. You're going to have to, put the money where your mouth is. And they've come out with demos. And for anybody that doesn't know, even though it's like a big popular game, what it is, it starts off, you have a ship. Depending on what kind of ship you have, you can take on different kind of jobs. Like if I go to the ships right here, ship matrix. If you start off with like the smaller ones, they're fighters. This one right here is a racer. But then when you start getting into like some of the larger ones, they start becoming, they carry cargo or they carry passengers. And then I think they're even going to come out with one. This is all the ships, by the way. They're coming out with one that just repairs other ships. And so you can get a job repairing people that are, maybe stranded or something like that.
So this is what, an MMO?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be, you're going to be put into a big, large server with other people, and, you had to find jobs and do stuff with them. But you're not just the ship. You've seen EVE Online, right?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
EVE Online, you're just the ship doing the jobs, and this is kind of similar to that. But you can get out of your ship. And
that's the one thing I wanted from EVE Online. And
And then here, you can see this video right here. You're flying to it. It's a cool open, like, galaxy. But then you get off and you can have gunfights.
Oh, wow.
So you can like try to board a ship, or you can, I'm gonna assume you're gonna be able to play some sort of like pirate kind of profession or something like that. So this game, it has a lot of these features are implemented in like the demos and stuff. Like the first one they came out with is you can go into your own hangar, and if you bought one of these ships, you can get in it and just see how it looks. It couldn't fly yet, but then later on they came out with a flight module, so you can actually fly the ships that you had. And then they came out with the shooting module, but they I think they took it back because they wanted to overhaul it because they didn't feel it was up to snuff or something like that. And so they're showing proof that they're making all these different parts of the game. So
my question,
the game itself, it looks absolutely beautiful, but back in 2013, when I started looking at the game, I just saw it as this money pit. Because I've been involved in Kickstarters before, and most of them they've died.
Yeah.
And that's the risk when you run with Kickstarters. And then all these people are just throwing their millions of dollars at these people.
I'll show Jared how much it costs for one of those ships or one of the packages.
They're at the point now where this game is either going to be the best game, best MMO, RPG, first-person shooter, because it's all-encompassing game that has ever come out, or it's going to be the biggest. It's going to be a bigger disappointment than Star Wars: The Old Republic was.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty big disappointment. My question is it as pretty as EVE Online?
It's prettier.
No, it's way better looking.
That's what. Because when I first played EVE Online, I was blown away. Like, I just thought this is amazing. I could play this all day until I found out what the actual play style was, and I got bored of it.
Yeah, it's that's a very slow burn of a game. Like, there are like professions where I saw they would have a big, huge ship and they're transporting stuff, but they would just kind of set it on manual or like on automatic or autopilot, and they would walk away. And this big ship is going so slow to like the gate because you can teleport, to different systems, but it teleports you near the other gate, so you have to sit there and slowly go towards that gate to jump to the next system. And so I was this tiny little ship just starting out, and I'm just zooming past this big, huge monster of a ship. I'm just like, oh, that sucks, dude. But the aspect of that was like if you went out into 0-0 security space, you can do anything. I think what makes a lot of games work is that people want to be able to mess up other people, or just like not grief them, but they want to be able to take their stuff. They want there to be that conflict, because otherwise it's like if you can't interact with other people, whether it's good or bad, you start losing just like the fun of it. This one you can do that. You can set up like you can be a pirate. You go out to 0-0 space and sit there and take other people's stuff. And in 0-0 space, you were able to build space stations, which were just this complicated mess. I remember me and Michael were looking into it, and it's like there is a job in this game where you are the fuel manager or something like that for like these keeping these bases running, because you had to get so many different types of supplies to run the fueling, and it was just like, okay, I don't want a second job. I want this fantasy thing. I want to do something else. Right. So I think that's that opening or that hole. This is trying to fill that. And if you look at these packages, these aren't bad. $45 to $60, and you get that ship that's pictured. Like, let's say we'll click the very basic package. You get a very basic ship, but it's supposed to be fast and has guns, and it's kind of just like a general ship. It's well rounded. So you get your hangar, you get some starting money in the game. You get the digital download, you get the ship, and you get 3 months of insurance on the ship, which that's the main part. It's like, okay, I paid $45 for the ship. So you're saying it can get destroyed, and if it if it can get destroyed, can I get it back? Can I get another one in the game, or do I have to spend real money to buy another one? Now for $45, it's like.
But that $45 that gets you the game though.
I'm wondering if because you had a digital download.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you said digital downloads that sound like that comes with the game. So.
But the thing is, look at these packages. You want this big ship? You have to pay $115.
Jesus.
You want that ship? You have to pay $275.
What?
You want this? This is like, I think everything. 15,000. You get all the ships.
But they already have so much money.
But yeah, no, people are like even buying. I don't know if it's this one, the Andromeda.
Wait, so people are already buying these though?
Yeah.
But you can't play the game yet?
No, but you can get the hangar, and depending on the ship, some of them are hangar ready, some of them you can fly, so you can test them out. But the game itself is not there. There's just little pieces of it that are.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, the thing is like, can these ships get destroyed? And if they do, is there a way? Because there's going to be in-game currency, as you saw. Can you buy ships? So it's like, oh yeah, you can eventually get that huge ship later on, which I'm going to assume you can. Otherwise, there's probably going to be an outcry.
Maybe they're going off the the EVE Online idea, because that the currency in EVE is considered a real-world currency.
Yeah, because they tied it into if you spend money on game time, all of a sudden you've tied the money straight to the game time, which is tied straight to how you sell that. Because you can buy in the game, if you don't want to spend real life money, you can spend your ISK, or you can buy game time from somebody else with your ISK. So that way you can sit there and play for free essentially. So when they did that, all of a sudden ISK became connected through game time and then to the actual dollar. So now you can actually put a price to that money. And so when you hear these stories about these big fights and it's like they lost this much amount of money, it's because it's actually tied to a real life like stat. And
it wasn't just like in-game currency. No, this is an actual, it has worth in the real world.
Yeah.
Somebody just lost thousands of dollars in an actual,
Yeah. Well, because I don't know if they.
One thing I want to jump on before we get too far. I was muted, but so Alpha 2.1 sets the stage for persistent universe, offering player access to multi-cruise ships, large world maps, and FPS combat. So it's more than just being able to look at the ship and fly somewhere else.
Is it? Yeah, because I haven't kept up. Where do you see that at?
Where is it? Look for somewhere where it's like what's playable now, or is it game features? Yeah, hit game features.
Game features, yeah, because that's new. Okay, yeah. See, so they do have this. Because at first it was this little hangar right here, and you can go in and see the detail of your ship. So it's like you could see what you bought, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
But then they started making it flyable.
And I think that's why they got so much money. People started throwing in it because most Kickstarters they have a video, but there's nothing you can touch. It's just all of it is fake. But with this, you put money into the Kickstarter and you got something. You got to go into a very small box section of the game, and you got to touch the ships, and you got to get inside them, and you got to look at all the details, and I think that's probably one of the major reasons why they got so much money.
Yeah.
So, hold on, let me go to the... No. I'm really looking into this.
I would probably buy at least the lower end package if I knew the date that it was going to be released.
Right, yeah.
Sometime this year.
Yeah, because the project started in 2012, and for those people that were like, "Oh yeah, I'll fund this," it's been 4 years, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but see, the one thing, if you buy it now, you'll be able to do some stuff.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't imagine being those other people that are just like, even with just the hangar, it was like, okay, this is cool. These ships are really nice, and there's a lot of detail and love put into the very small parts of the ship, but you can fly it. It's a ship that you can't fly. But now that you can actually do that kind of stuff, it's telling you the locations that are opened up, and it's saying, let's see, all these ships, are they hangar ready, or are they flyable? Stuff like that.
Now can we take just a second, to look at Star Citizen's competitor, the game that is out right now that you can play.
Mm-hmm.
Elite Dangerous.
Oh yeah, I heard about Elite.
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
Elite Dangerous.
It's it doesn't have as much detail and as much promise as Star Citizen, but it's very similar in the fact of the persistent universe being able to affect the economy. However, what it doesn't have that Star Citizen has is the ability to get out of the ship, walk around, and all that stuff. But it is still a game, and it is fleshed out, and they recently came out with an expansion to it that allows you to land on planets and drive around with a rover.
Yeah.
I remember about this game because it's they're developing it for virtual reality sets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think that's that's what I heard.
I watched the video, and it's a very pretty game.
Yeah.
The one downside of it, for me at least, is it's very taxing on the computer system.
Oh yeah.
Which Star Citizen is no doubt going to be even more taxing on the computer system.
Oh yeah. Especially if you could use it with the VR.
Yeah.
Well, would you have to have 2 different graphics cards that can handle, at least 2K or something?
Oh yeah, you literally have to double the graphics because you need the graphics for each screen.
It's rendering it 2 different times, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this little intro cinematic's really cool, but I want to see some gameplay.
There's one guy that I watch on YouTube. His name is Scott Manley. He has some Elite Dangerous gameplay. Most recently, he has one of the rover.
Sorry for the typing.
Let me see if I can get it.
Okay. Well, one of the things about like this space sim is like you have to keep it simple, otherwise people are not going to get into it. Because I did try to get into. I was looking for that game before even I think Star Citizen came out. I was looking for the game where you can get in a ship, you can fly down to planets, you can do stuff. Because they've showed some demos of people doing that as like a tech demo almost, and but there was nothing that did that. I'm trying to go through my library. Let's see.
Brandon and I are really waiting for is when we were excited for the what's the Star Wars game that came out recently? It's a remake of a really old Star Wars game.
Star Wars Galaxies?
No. It's like PvP.
Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Oh, Star Wars Galaxies.
Back when they were developing Battlefront before this one, the one that got scrapped.
Yeah.
See that one, it had there was actual footage of you flying the plane the ship, and then like seamlessly you're in space. You go seamlessly into the atmosphere and then land on the planet.
Yeah.
That's really what me and my brother have been waiting for, and we haven't seen it on anything. Oh, except for that game that you were really interested in, Charles, about the giant universe, what's that game? So like everything.
There's been a couple, I think. The giant universe, there is Space Engineers now that has planets, but the one that everybody's talking about, it's the indie one. Oh god, it's right on the tip of my tongue. No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
No Man's Sky.
That one you actually have the seamless.
Well, the thing is like you might not have known, but this game right here came out in 2012. It has that seamless. I've played it. You can go from space down to the planet and then back up.
Really?
The problem is, let me go back. Let me show you. It actually shows it right there. And then full screen this. And then I'll play it forward a little bit. You see all that information right there?
No.
I just see black.
No, you don't see like navigation WP.
No, it's
just
just
is it
black.
is it just black? Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see all this this whole console right here?
Yeah, that's all information.
That's all information that actually is taking place on your ship. Like you don't realize you're not just flying through space. You have to have your inertial dampeners and stuff like that, so you can sit there and almost power slide in space. So you have to have all these mechanics that govern all that. And
so it's more of a simulator.
Almost, yeah. Because when I first started playing it, the tutorial was like an hour long. I think if I look at my time, I spent 106 minutes in that game. Most of that was tutorial.
Yeah.
And then I think I tried to get back into it, and it's just I can't because I don't remember how to fly this ship.
Yeah, another one that's similar. I only have 14 hours in it, and it's X3, Albion Prelude. It's
oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I don't know if you can fly to planets or not, but the tutorial is very similar. There are 3 tutorials and each were like an hour and a half long.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and there's just so much information that you need to know.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is if they can sit there and simplify it to where it's you can pick up a controller or just use basic, controls on the keyboard and mouse. That's great because it's sometimes when I'm playing games, I'll have to stop playing it for a couple weeks and then I'll want to get back into it. If it's hard to get back into, I'm just not going to do it. Even with stuff that was when I was playing Oblivion, that one's pretty easy to pick up and play for me because I remember how to do it. But it wasn't simple enough to. I don't know where I was going with that. I was making a point and then it kind of fell apart. But yeah, if you can't jump back into it, you're gonna have a hard time getting back into that game because I like to go back to games. After a year of not playing it, I'll be like, oh, I missed that game. I want to get back into it. But then you're gonna have to start the tutorial all over again, and it just that sucks. So
yeah, and that's I like games where I can not play it for the year, jump back into it, start a whole new game, and get frustrated because I have to take the time to go through the tutorial because it forces you through it.
Yeah.
Like with Skyrim. Yeah.
My flight simulator was an hour until I even started flying.
Yeah.
See, and I like things where Well, yeah, but I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's you can leave, come back, but it invests you in the game. It's not like
Yeah. Well, no, I like simulators. I think those are really cool because it's the amount of details put into it and it feels real. It's just there hasn't been the game, this kind of space game that was more in a casual kind of sense. I know No Man's Sky is supposed to be like that. Even Kerbal Space Program is hard, dude. Or were you joking? Because when I first played Kerbal Space Program, it was fun. Because all you could do was make a rocket that goes up into space, and that was when it first came out. And so it was cool just seeing what you can build that could fly up there. And then there was the Mun that you can go to, but there was nothing on it. So people just would practice going to it, landing on it, and then getting back off and going back to the home world. I can't remember what it was called. Then they started adding all that extra stuff to it, which is really cool, but I just don't have fun doing it. Because they were showing you how to work with the gravity of a planet and how to use that gravity to slingshot into another planet without using up all your fuel. And it was just I don't want to do that. I just want to build some cool ships and fly them, which I guess you could do, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get back into EVE online.
Yeah.
To see if I enjoy that, then I might move up and graduate to one of the newer games.
Yeah. I can honestly say I don't think I'm ever going to try EVE Online again. Just because, it's a good way to teach somebody, a kid, how to run a business. Because in that game, you can run businesses, and you need, managers and, basically, PR people and stuff like that. And, what some people would do is they would... I saw this one guy, he started this company in the game, and he made it, this huge company, and he was getting people working for him and stuff like that, and it was making a lot of profit. And then one day, he took all the money out of the accounts, and then just shut the company down and fled. That was one guy I saw on the internet. Another guy did the same thing, but what he did is he used all that money to buy the biggest warship he could. He went out into 0-0 security space, and he told people, come get me. So he just spent all that money. He's like, if you have a problem with me, come fight me. See if you can take some stuff back. And that's one of the ways you can play that game, which was cool. That's why people liked and still like EVE Online is there is that freedom that you can do all of that.
Mike, if you play it, definitely record it or something. It might be something I want to get back into, but I don't know if it's changed enough for me since I played it.
All right.
What's that game that's you're in the capital ships? It's you fly your giant capital ships, and it's a battle arena, and you go and you kill each other. I forget what it is. Capital ship or something like that.
Guns of Icarus?
No, that's no, not airships. These are spaceships.
I do want to get back into Guns of Icarus. I remember playing that, and that was fun.
I love that game, but I just don't have anybody to play it with.
Well, that game too was a Kickstarter. There was this big arena fighting, that you can do, but they also wanted to come out with an adventure mode, and that's what I, got into it for, was adventure mode. Yeah. And I'll have to see.
I go back to it every now and then to see what it is, how it's going.
Oh, I don't have a copy of it because I think I bought a couple copies and I gave them out to people.
I've got I think you gifted me Guns of Icarus, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? H1Z1 just survived. H1Z1 King of the Kill. You were talking about that crap.
Yeah, that was they were splitting it up into 2 games. That's what we were talking about on
so since I already bought it,
of the
I
podcast?
get both.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right, I'm installing Guns of Icarus to see.
Okay, we're gonna into a lull on the podcast. But yeah, Jared, did you ever play Guns of Icarus?
No, I have not.
Do you know what it's about or anything like that?
No, I do not.
You see this picture right here? These giant.
No, I do not.
No.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the universe is based on a very steampunk Victorian kind of aspect, but you get to be in a crew on a ship. What they came out with was arena-based fighting, where it was these ships fighting in midair. But the thing is it's one ship, and the 5 people maybe are on that ship. 4 or 5, and they each have a role. Like one person is piloting the ship, another person is sitting there shooting the guns, and then even another person is sitting there repairing all the guns. And if you die, you just respawn back on the ship. And so you're sitting there. It's a teamwork game. Like if everybody's not working together, you're gonna fail.
That sounds fun.
Like you can't go off rogue and do your own thing. You can't leave the ship. And so it was really fun because you figure out what class you wanted to be. Like I was playing with my buddy John, and the John that you know.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, I like the shooting, and he would get in and go onto the different guns. Like if you're coming up on one side of a ship, the people on the guns have to move over to those guns because the bigger ones, the guns are like pretty far separated, so they have to like make sure that they're on the right side. Otherwise, they're gonna have some downtime getting to it. And I liked it to be like the captain, because I could sit there and pilot and like maneuver through like obstacles and stuff, and that was just really fun. But I
personally like being the engineer, running around and repairing everything, keeping the ship alive.
Oh yeah, then there was the engineer. That was who was repairing all the stuff. Because if let's say your balloon goes out, or the machine that puts the hot air into the balloon or helium or whatever, if that goes out, your ship is going to slowly start falling down. Like you won't be able to rise anymore. And so the engineer's got to run up to it and repair that. And then if you have a fire, then people have to use a fire extinguisher and put it out and stuff like that. I think that was part of the game. Not too sure, but I'm
downloading it, so
yeah, I'll try to get back in it. Maybe we'll play tonight. Maybe we'll like record it or something.
Maybe we will.
Yeah,
be on the lookout for that, guys.
Yeah, go to LowLevelBoss.com, and alternatively, you can go to Couples War,
or maybe either of those at Twitch.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Couples War, capital CW.
Oh, I also like the pilot or the captain because you get to have an item called Moonshine, and it speeds up your ship.
Oh, nice.
Like he puts it into like the fuel, but it destroys your
like from
your
so
stuff.
It's not like Spice.
Spice? What are you talking? What?
What? Dune.
I haven't.
Oh.
He who controls the spice controls the universe. Is that? Yeah.
Yes, you take it's a drug.
You sound so disappointed in me.
It's a drug that you take, and it allows you to see. And this is the part where I was disappointed in you, and now I can't even remember exactly what it does. But it's like you can see planets.
You can see into the future and stuff like that.
I don't remember if it's like you see in the future or if you see really far. But it's because the ships are going so fast that if you're not paying attention, you'll hit a planet or something. Yeah. So you could see these planets coming and you could go around them.
Yeah, because I know in that universe that the spice is just supposed to be like this godly substance that gave you pretty much supernatural powers almost, and that's why it became so valuable, was because everybody wanted the spice. You controlled the spice, you controlled the universe. Kind of like it was probably an allegory to like fuel and gas and stuff, but
probably
Guns of Icarus.
So the adventure mode is still it's not dead. They're still working on it. However, from a couple posts that one back in 2014, this was 2 years ago. They're saying that it wasn't their main focus, but on the Kickstarter page there was an update about the soundtrack and some other stuff that was posted on the 5th of February. So they're still making progress on it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm looking at this and it was something posted up last year. Because when I first played Guns of Icarus, I think it was maybe 2012, 13.
Middle school?
No. God. Let's see. No, go away. I hate going to a website and like there's just pop-ups. So is the adventure mode supposed to be like you can get off the ship and stuff too? Is that like the eventual goal of it?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm still kind of looking.
Yeah, I know they were kind of vague about it on purpose. So yeah, because that's what I wanted to play. I wanted to play more of like a single person campaign of this. Maybe that's incorporated with co-op and other people can get on your ship. Kind of like an MMO style where you're sitting there piloting your ship and pick up like other people for a crew or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like. Because I don't really like too many arena-based games. Except for like Rocket League. I've been playing the hell out of that lately. I don't know. I do not know why. I do not understand why I like that game so much, but I just do. Guns of Icarus flying high, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can't find any more information on it other than...
Rocket League is especially fun when you're trolling the other team.
Yeah. Oh, I heard I found out some bad news about Rocket League. Or the Rocket League that's coming out on the Xbox One. It's not going to be cross-compatible with PS4 and PC Rocket League games. So...
Are there any games out yet that do that yet?
Rocket League does that between PS4 and PC. I think Shadowrun tried to do something like that. Because it used to be you didn't want to do that because you didn't want the consoles to compete with the PC, gameplay. But yeah, well, and now it's we can do it. There is the technology behind it. We can have these integrated with each other. It's just the companies do not want to do that. They want to keep their systems more closed off. It's like, oh, you want to play with the Rocket League people on Xbox? You're going to have to buy an Xbox. We're not going to let the PS4 in there. So it just becomes a business choice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have friends.
Tom Clancy's Tom Clancy's The Division is cross-compatible.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
People,
that's awesome.
They cross from Xbox One, PS4, and PC in the Dark Zone.
Oh, nice.
Well,
I'm
cool,
really excited about that. That looks really cool.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, here's a little GIF on how detailed that game is. I normally don't get excited about this kind of stuff, but I know a lot of people do. It shows how interactive the environment is basically. And he's sitting there shooting up into a wall, and each bullet hole is present, and not just a little sticker on the wall. It's actually digging into the wall.
Yeah, that's when I first saw
the Battlefield.
Battlefield, that's what I was about to bring up. I've never actually played Battlefield, but I saw footage from it recently. I was like, Brandon, the new game, you could do this. And Brandon's like, actually, Battlefront's been doing that for a while now. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
That's awesome. I should play Battlefield. I should play Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been watching the trailer for Guns of Icarus. I might get this. Anyway, go ahead. Go on.
Yeah, no, it is fun because again, if you like those teamwork games, that is a full teamwork. There's no other option. You can't go rogue. You have to be a part of the team. Otherwise, your ship's gonna fail.
Right. Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is to not effectively but successfully pilot or fly a ship, you only really need 2 people.
Yeah.
You'd still get creamed by people in boats that have 5 people, but you get AI to fight alongside you, but they only do guns. So you need a pilot and an engineer to keep the ship alive and to fly the ship. And then the AI will shoot the other people. They're very bad at it, but they still shoot. So that's cool.
Yeah. And it's really awesome because sometimes when something bad goes wrong, and it's okay, everybody needs to get on repairing stuff because everybody has some sort of repair tool. Usually, I think the engineer is just better at it, But so everybody can go off and start repairing this stuff, even the captain. And so your boat's kind of dead in the water almost. And so everybody's sitting there trying to repair it before it because they can hit the ground and nothing will happen, but you will just get pounded by other players if they see somebody dropping down because they know that they're they're weak. And so, as you're playing the game, whoever's the pilot can probably just say, go to starboard side or whatever, start giving out commands. You can have this, this dialogue of keeping things going and keeping things, working well. And so it's a really good team game. It's really fun too.
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to look into.
And it has built-in voice chat.
Yeah.
For team, ship, and global chatting. Voice built-in.
Oh.
So you can shit talk your the enemy team.
That's what LowLevelBoss and I was doing
last
yesterday.
night. Yeah, but we were just talking to each other. We were just bagging on each other when we were playing Rocket League. Nobody left the games. We just kept saying the most horrible stuff to each other. And normally in that,
I was waiting for you guys to get banned.
Yeah, we did not.
Yeah, we could have got reported, couldn't we? I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, especially all your racist remarks you were saying.
I didn't say racist remarks.
Yeah, you were like, where's my friend?
I don't even remember what happened last night. Let's talk about the game that everybody here is coming to actually listen to about. Farming Simulator 2017.
Oh, yes. I've been waiting to talk about this.
I know,
They
right?
actually sell wheels for that thing.
What?
You can actually buy a tractor wheel to play with that.
Yeah, they're introducing new features as in, actually having animals that require needs, and it's net top level stuff.
I mean, people joke about that simulator, but it's really well made. What year is it going to be on? 2016? Is that the next one?
2000. Well, it's coming out. It's the same thing with cars. 2016 Farming Simulator came out in 2015.
Oh, okay.
So the 2017 is coming out this year. In the fall.
Yeah, like I've seen people play it, and it's very well detailed. At least I think I saw 15, or maybe it was before that.
I've seen there's a couple YouTubers that I watch where they do live streams during Christmas, and they always bring out the Farming Simulator for one of the live streams, and they just fuck around.
Yeah. Wait, why does this one have guns? I think it's just Grand Theft Auto. Dang it. I was just like, whoa.
Oh, hold on. That's a fan-made video.
Yeah. No, I just thought somebody found like some footage of it, but it's just he was just screwing around Grand Theft Auto. I was like, oh, this looks kind of alright, and then he just shoots somebody with his shotgun.
Nice.
What if that company did that one day? Like they made like the 2017, and they're just like introducing new types of gameplay, and it's just like guns. Like it's just totally mess with everybody. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys
that the simulator business has a bad rep because of the most
amazing game you will ever play called Street Sweeper Simulator.
I know about this one. It's extremely detailed.
Why is there Futurama on this? What am I watching?
Okay, this is what?
I knew you were racist.
What is this? Okay. That's enough of that.
Street cleaning simulator. Dude.
Street cleaning simulator. Yeah. Yeah, you can get out of like the thing. You can walk around, I think. But yeah. God. No, some of the simulators are cool, and it's like even the farming one. The farming one's done really well, and it's just like a good game to sit there and just zone out and just like do work. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, why are you working in your game?" And it's like, well, it's really not work. It's just it looks like farming work, but it's a means to just relax and just do something that takes up your mind, but you can still kind of relax and not really think too hard about it. And so it serves a purpose, and people like it.
Obviously, people like it enough that they're making enough money where they're able to spend it on creating a decent, well-built, and polished game every year.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any other gaming news? So we talked about Star Citizen. I think we'll be done with that until they come out with like another module, or until they actually release. I guess it would be like not alpha, but the full release. It's scheduled for 2016, so maybe we'll check that out later in the year.
I'm guessing you guys have already talked about Fallout 4.
Yeah, we talked about it. I guess the general consensus is we do like the game. I really like it, but I don't really want to go back and play it, so it is missing something that I loved in the other Fallout games. I think it's really well made. I think a lot of the changes that they did were really good. Some people didn't really like that they changed the perk system. I liked it because I didn't care for the perk system in the old games. I thought it was too complicated, and when they simplified it, I thought that was cool. The only problem with it being you can't really roleplay anymore. When I would load up or roll a new character in Fallout, I'd be like, okay, I want to be a bad guy that's good with handguns but not really good with rifles, and he's able to smooth talk his way into stuff. It's like I don't feel like you can do that in this new Fallout, and I don't know if it's necessarily tied to the changes in the perk system, or if it's just the gameplay, the actual gameplay. I think they focus too much on you building your settlements, which is a good feature, and I think they should have added it, but that was too much of the main focus of that game.
Too much of the main focus, yeah.
Yeah.
I am personally holding my breath for the modding support, the Garden of Eden creation kit.
Yeah.
Come out.
Yeah.
Because once that comes out, then it's just going to be a flood of terrible mods and nudity mods and big breast mods and skimpy armor mods, and big titty statue mods, and it's going to be tons of that stuff, but they're also going to be really decent, well-done mods that add to gameplay and can completely change the game.
Yeah.
I have not played vanilla Skyrim in... when did it come out?
2011.
I had not played vanilla Skyrim since 2011. As soon as actually Skyrim was the game that introduced mods to me in a more I used mods on Sins of a Solar Empire, but they were standalone single mods. I'd just install it and play it. But Skyrim, I had 20, 30 plus mods on there.
Well, when you have like
completely changed
an open world game like that has like a lot of possibilities, mods work really well because then the people use the Skyrim as like the base, and then they add onto it. That's how games like DayZ came out. Arma was like a big open world military like almost simulator ish because they tried to use some realistic like physics of like the bullets and stuff, and then your character didn't really move in an arcade like super quick way. It was actually a little bit more sluggish, so you had to think about your actions. But it was open world. And so what somebody did is they took that and they're like, okay, I like the the gunplay mechanics on this, but I want to create a zombie game, so I'm going to add that on top of this. And so it acted as a good base. And when you have an open world game, that automatically lends itself to being the base for something for people to build upon. So I think that it'll be really cool when the GEC comes out, because at first you're going to get like, and probably even now, you get like just stupid mods that are just like the person changed a couple like stats in like the coding or whatever, just like a couple of the numbers. But you're gonna have people that are gonna be working on the more detailed mods that are gonna take a little while to get out, but they're gonna be really well done because they're gonna take their time with it. They're gonna actually add a lot of detail into it. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see too, because I don't really use mods that much. I was using a lot of mods for Minecraft. But since that game was always being updated, the mods constantly broke, and so that's how I got out of it. And I've been trying to get back into Oblivion, and I wanted to get some graphical mods going on that, but I don't know. It was taking too long to do, and I was just like, I'll just play the game. And so I just started playing it. Yeah.
I'm a huge modder. Most games that I buy or I look into, if they're not an online game, I look into the modding aspect of it. And if it has the potential for me to mod it or get mods for it, it adds bonus points. And I typically don't buy a game that I can't mod, because the mods allow me to turn it into the game that I want it to be.
Yeah.
I was just going through my Steam folder, and I came across Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, I don't want to talk about Unity specifically, but what do you think? Have you heard anything about Ubisoft's changing the direction of taking?
Yeah, they're gonna instead of doing it every yearly, they're gonna do it every other year basically. So they're gonna give an extra year to the production time of a game. I think that's great because I feel like they were rushed out. You could tell that the games were really pushed out before being fixed, and even Unity, I don't think they ever fully fixed. Unity was like probably the worst one, right?
I still can't play it. I get stuck on this one mission and it just crashes for me every time.
Yeah, I think they kind of just abandoned it, and that gave them a lot of bad press. For me, I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after 3 because I loved the story, and when they ended like the main portion of the story, it continued on in the other games, but not as much. I didn't really like it anymore. Because what I like about the game was it was like a big, huge conspiracy theory, and it took in other conspiracy theories and kind of like melded it into its own thing, and it really created like this cool world for me, because I like watching like fake conspiracy theory kind of stuff. I like the whole Slenderman like internet urban legends and stuff like that, and that fit in really perfect for me. And when they got rid of like the main storyline, because nobody I guess cared about it. I don't know. I feel like I cared a lot about like the main storyline, and that's what progressed me to get to the next part of the story, was to see what happens. And when they kind of got rid of that, I was like, okay, I'm done. And 3 was just a bad game, and it really wore me out. It wasn't done well at all. Compared to Revelations, which was the last of basically the second game's arc, that was ended very well. Like, they wrapped up Ezio and Altair, and they should have wrapped up Desmond's storyline in that same game, but they padded it out to another game. And it just, I don't know. Assassin's Creed died with me on Assassin's Creed 3. I got Black Flag, and I was playing it, and I was having a lot of fun, but the story Like, the story was what kept me coming back to pick up the game. I thought the boat mechanics were like really well done. I thought that was actually really, really cool, but it wasn't enough to keep me going. So I think I had other games to play at the time. Maybe I'll go back and play it. I don't know. I still have games to play.
There is a game that I want to see if you guys would be interested in playing. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I know what it's called. Demigod.
Demigod.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. Let me look it up, because that sounds very similar, or familiar, not similar.
It's a two-sided tower defense kind of thing, except you don't build towers, you destroy them. It's one of my favorite, like hero-based. It's like Dota.
Yeah.
Or League of Legends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, personally, I'm actually not into like MOBAs and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I can't get into it. I don't know.
But this one, I have never been able to get into League of Legends or Dota, but this one I have played. Well, it says 7 hours, but I know that's a lie.
Yeah, sometimes that doesn't even work.
Hours and hours and hours and hours, and just by myself, just against the computer.
Oh.
It's so much fun. I think I actually have a couple to spare. I know Chris has it, or Michael rather.
What?
Demigod?
No.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to look into a new game to play, because I don't really have anything. Because I like Rocket League, but I'll just play that, like, here and there every once in a while. But I'm hearing a lot of good news about the new Fire Emblem. Yeah, so I'll check it out. For me, Japanese RPGs are kind of a hit and miss. I tend to like more Western styled kind of stuff. I think I think JRPGs can just go overboard a little bit.
I like Asian styled games aimed towards the Western Hemisphere, because they have the Asian flair that I like, but it's not like you said with the JRPGs that are just over the top and
just
insane.
just ridiculous. Like they do that on purpose, and there's a market for that. But I tend to like, I'll need to go back and play it. But Dark Souls, I like that like grungy kind of like dirty medieval kind of look. I also like the gameplay in that. I appreciate very difficult games, but I don't have as much fun because I want to progress. But I understand why the game's made like that, because people do want that challenge. So that way when they beat a boss, it's like, I beat this boss. Oh my god! And so I appreciate it. It's not really for me. But maybe I'll get back into it. I don't know.
Anybody else got anything to say? Because I've been doing a lot of game suggesting and.
Yeah. Anybody else got
I just I had brought up Steam, and the news thing comes up, so I scroll through it, and it says Tom Clancy's A Division beta is available. So I click it, and it just started downloading it. So I guess it's a free beta.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times they'll give out the betas for free. Like me, Michael, and Mike, we all played. What was it? It was the Elder Scrolls MMO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online. There you go. Yeah, we played that in the beta for free. Like I think I just got the code. I found a way to get the code, and it gave me 2 friend codes, and so I gave it to them.
Yeah, because when I played Killing Floor 2 before they even started the what do you call it? The early access.
Yeah.
I got a free Steam key just to play it, and then of course that ended, and then I had to actually buy the game.
Yeah. That's how they get you. The first taste is always free, and then you have to pay. So
I guess you could go get the Division beta if you want. So go try that out.
Well, does it end soon or whatever? Because that was why I didn't want to do it.
It doesn't say anything. There's not even a page for it.
Where'd you find that?
In the Steam news, the update thing.
You can go to the Tom Clancy's.
With every person.
Oh no.
Oh, there is a page for it. Okay.
Yeah, just go to the Division store page and then scroll down, and you'll see that you can you can check out the beta.
Got it.
And look, I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, it ends tomorrow. It's just for this weekend only.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well then it's not worth it for me.
Yeah, I already started downloading it, but I'm probably not gonna play it or anything.
Yeah. I think they're probably just.
Gigs.
Whoa.
It's huge.
Beta is 25 Gs.
Yeah, they're probably just doing a stress test, and then just for probably testing out the balancing and stuff too. Because that comes out. Well, that comes out in 3 weeks, right? So, I mean, it's getting close to being available.
The only thing about it being a AAA game is I can't really afford a price for a game like that at the moment.
Yeah. I'm confused.
Confused by what? Life?
Guns of Icarus right now.
Are you playing Guns of Icarus?
Yes.
Why? That's why you've been quiet. Alright, I guess we'll play it afterwards.
I'm downloading it now. I've got 30 minutes left. But there's another game I wanted to bring up to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game started on Kickstarter. I did not get involved in the Kickstarter, but I got it after it was successfully greenlighted on Steam. Kenshi.
Check that out.
Yeah. Kenshi.
Like that. Kenshi. Looks. Is this it?
Yep, that's it.
It's an open world.
It's an open world. Like you can do anything, and it's brutal. It is so brutal.
You can do.
Oh
anything.
yeah, I think I saw some like early stuff about this. Has it been like upgraded a lot or?
Oh yeah, and they're coming out with a new map soon.
Oh, okay.
They have with new races. They've got a new hunger mechanic. They've revamped the research development, and it's got a lot of work coming on it recently.
Yeah, because I think the news I heard was like, yeah, it's got very good potential, but there's just something missing about it. And so yeah, if they address that, then they can probably make like a really, really popular game.
Mm-hmm. They can, and it's you can build a city, you can build a farm, you can be a trader, you can be a bandit, you can be a cannibal.
Yeah, for a while I was looking for MMOs where you can have that freedom and you can build your own settlements, because I think a lot of MMOs will go that way if they want to make something new that doesn't get killed by World of Warcraft. I think there was one that they were. Yeah, it just became king, and then it killed everything that small that tried to come up. There was one that was being developed. That what they did is they were just like, okay, we're gonna make like a system that just generates the world in a very natural way, and then the people that come along can create the cities. And if people walk along a certain path for like enough times, it's gonna create like a dirt beaten path. It's to show that people have been there. Like things are gonna naturally form because of the players. Because a lot of these teams, they can't spend all this money developing this whole world, but what they can do is they can put out the building blocks and then let the other people basically create the cities. And cities are going to be sieged, or they're going to face poverty or something like that, so they'll be abandoned and people start new cities somewhere else. And it will just be like a very natural self-generating kind of thing. There's been some games that do it sort of, but they'll make it like, let's say you want to build a house. It's like, oh yeah, you can build a house anywhere, but chances are, like in certain games, it's like, oh well, you can only build it right here. Oh, you see these like little blocks, you can build it there, and then you can customize how it looks, but you can't really build anything larger. And then there's other games where you can have like full customization that is similar to like a Rust kind of game, where you can build from the foundation up. I think there was one game. What was one? Was it Medieval? No, not Medieval.
Medieval Engineers.
There was. Oh, Life is Feudal. Life is
Feudal. Yeah. That one kind of died, I think.
Yeah, I think they were revamping it to try to get people back, but yeah, because it's very hard to do. You got to get it just right, otherwise the game's going to be like either hard to play, or people are going to be able to grief a little bit too easy. So yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for too, is like these naturally occurring, MMOs that are built by the people. Which, going back to EVE Online, that's kind of what that was. It was like everybody was making ships. I think every ship you can buy was actually made by a person. And I like when you have that economy in a game,
It was actually kind of crazy. There was an event that happened called the Fountain War, and there was these two big super companies, like guilds, or I can't remember what they're called in EVE, but there was one that was up and coming, and then the other one that was been established. And the one that has been established had like this monopoly on the super rare, expensive mineral that was used to build all the Titan ships and all the high end ships. And then an expansion came out that made that mineral useless.
Oh,
like it just killed it. Killed their entire economy. So this massive war broke out between the up and coming and the established one. Because the established one, they were trying to survive again. Because without that, they were dying. And it was, it was the largest war in EVE, and it lost the most amount of money.
Yeah. Well, when you sit there and build your company around one single thing, it's like, yeah, you're gonna probably eventually die. Yeah, that's crazy. I like stories like that where it's like this whole fight broke out just because of this one, this expansion. They probably, didn't change that mineral that much, but since they were a monopoly on it, it changed it enough to where it's like, okay, this is a problem now. And so that creates stories. When you do stuff that naturally generates, stories are going to generate from that, and that's what keeps people playing on a game. Like, every once in a while, I'll hear people talking about these fights on EVE. It's like, yeah, this one guy messed up and he went into the wrong area, and 5 different companies, the 5 large companies, all got called to the area, and so it broke out into this huge fight because this guy misclicked or something like that. And it's just
that's exactly how that war started.
Was it? Oh, it might be talking about the same one.
Yeah.
Like someone was trying to warp to a system and he accidentally went to the wrong one or something, and it triggered like this fight.
He was trying to do a certain warp to a certain place, and he did the wrong type of warp and ended up warping himself there. And it was this giant Titan ship it was the largest ship you can get in the game.
Yeah.
As a company, and it was massive and expensive, and it was exposed. So all of the companies just pounced on it to destroy it because it would weaken them, and it started the war.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I know it got to the point where there were so many like ships and stuff in that area that they had to like what they call as dilate on the servers, where it slows down the gameplay just to accommodate all of that capacity for all those people being in that same spot.
They dilate it, and then they move it to its own server. EVE have online. They have the game servers where everything sits on, and then they have isolated servers. And if they know like a big battle is going to happen or something, they move that system to its own individual server, so it can
handle all those.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's insane. It's insane.
Oh yeah, speaking of like the naturally like generated MMOs, it's like that's what EVE Online, that's how they made those systems. They were just like, okay, here's the rules on how these systems form, and we're just going to naturally generate it, and then we'll go in and clean up some little areas. But that's going to be a future of a lot of games, is they're going to have a system that just generates the world for them, because they don't want to sit there and spend too much money making the world, basically.
There's this thing that you can do on a computer called the Game of Life, and you set in, it's like 3 or 4 rules, and you have like a checkerboard, or not checkerboard, or you have a whole bunch of squares.
Yeah.
And you have rules like if there's a square that square that's filled in that has no other squares touching that are filled in, it goes away. It no longer is filled in. If it has 3 that are touching it, it goes away. If there are 2, it stays. And rules kind of like that. And then you go in and you just color in, just however you want, and then you execute it, and it changes and morphs and warps, and then it stabilizes.
Yeah.
With some things being permanent, and then other things constantly changing, and it's really cool. And when you said that the naturally occurring world, that came to my mind. And that's exactly how I honestly think that's how the gaming, online gaming at least, is gonna end up going to.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I just checked the time, and I think we're coming up, we're past an hour, or about an hour. So, just wanted to, like, wrap it up. You guys have, like, anything you want to, like, plug or anything like that?
Wet koala on my screen.
What? Let me go to the Google Hangout?
Yeah, go to Google Hangouts and look at my screen.
Okay. Thanks for that. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Just want to thank to anybody that's still listening. Thank you. I know it's been an hour of us just chatting about stuff. This was the Low Level Boss podcast. If you want to watch any more, you can go to LowLevelBoss.com. Today I had with me Michael, who is from Couples War. He has a channel that he's starting, so you go check him out. I have some links on my channel. He's like a featured person. Yeah, I'll try to put some links like in the description and stuff. I also had with me Dark Jack Wolf, also known as Jared. And special guest today was William, who provided a lot of stuff to talk about today. So thank you guys for being on the podcast, and thanks to
thank you for having me.
The listeners listening. So bye.
Bye.
Oh, fuck. Look at my screen again.